Welcome to the Along Podcast. I'm Sierra, a millennial.
And I'm Tracy, a baby boomer.
And on this show, we're not afraid to talk about age and how it changes things. Wellness, relationships, lifestyle, honestly, just everything in life. So come along because today we are talking self-care. Tracy, I kind of hate to admit this, honestly, but I've been really in a TikTok wormhole of self-care videos, everything from morning routines, fridge restocks, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's quite the world. And then, just like sleep routines, skincare routines, all of it, everything self-care. So I want to ask you, what is your ideal self-care day? Like, what would that look like? Explain it to me.
Well, it's kind of like what I already do, but then I could add a few things. Okay, so first I get up really early at like 5 a.m. and then I do a little meditation. Then I go to the gym and then I go for a run. Not a long run. It's not grueling at all. And then I do my Spanish.
Okay.
And I don't go online. I don't do any of that. I don't look at my phone only just when I go running. I just have my phone, but I don't go and scroll or anything. And I've already done that in the middle of the night a few times. And that's it. Now, if I could extend it, do you want me to tell you what I could do?
Tell me
like,
totally
what would
ideal.
be my ideal thing? My ideal thing would be to go to a bunch of creative meetings for projects that have been green lighted, and then go to lunch, and maybe have a massage, and I don't know, just be spontaneous.
Yeah.
And kind of see where life takes me for a day.
Okay.
And then go have happy hour at a really cool place, and then have an early dinner. Okay, and then. Do you want me to know my nighttime routine, or you want me to stop there?
I'm talking your perfect
my
self-care
whole thing,
day.
And I think just in the evening, go to bed early. I go to bed really early.
Okay.
So I can get up early. And what I do is, I did bring a couple of things just to close out my day. I have this book that it's so funny. Somebody just had a box of books and just said, here, take these. Mm-hmm. And this was in the box of books. It's called The Easiest Way to Live. And I just go like this, close my eyes, and I have things highlighted, and I read a passage, and that's it. That's sort of my message for the night. It's just a habit get into. And then, of course, I have my frownies that I put on my forehead. And then, of course, before I do that, well, I don't put this on my forehead. It's my castor oil. So I put on castor oil.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't do anything fancy.
That was a lot of things.
Was it?
That was a lot of things you just listed.
But it's like so simple. To me, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I will say what I notice about all those things that you listed is that most of them are not necessarily revolving around like, I did this really expensive infrared therapy thing or whatever. It was like I went on a run, and then I, went and spent some time with some friends, and those are like, yes, you're right, very simple things. And I have to tell you, it's refreshing because that's not what I'm watching online.
I forgot one thing.
Yes.
My calcium.
Your calcium.
I do take calcium.
Okay, that's good to take your vitamins.
For
Good.
my self-care.
Good. Okay. Because I have to say, I would like to think of myself as someone who takes care of themselves and really tries to be good about establishing a routine, because I am a little bit, ADD, and I tend to forget things if I don't really make it into a routine. So I really try to be inspired by some of this stuff that I'm watching on social media, but I'm starting to get a little annoyed because every time I watch a self-care video. And when I say self-care videos, to be clear, what I'm talking about are morning routines, skincare routines, meal prep, like resetting on a Sunday and like setting yourself up with like healthy meal prep and stuff like that. I feel like every time I watch one of these videos, the amount of expense and aesthetic vibes that they try to bring to these videos, that really kind of makes you think that like you have to purchase a bunch of stuff in order to achieve this perfect self-care routine, is really infuriating. And it's pretty much every single one of them. Like if I watch a Sunday reset video, a lot of it is, well, I woke up and then I went to my $45 Pilates class and then I went to the farmer's market and I bought all organic things and then I came home and I made homemade almond milk and then I, put everything in these really beautiful glass containers that all match in my fridge and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that's what self-care is. I really don't. I don't think that it has to be like that. But if you go online, it really seems like that's what it has to be, right?
I'm gobsmacked by that. And it's younger people that you're seeing for the most part.
Most of the people on TikTok, I do see some like moms in like their 40s or so. So like not necessarily like the Gen Z audience, but more people that are around like my age that are doing stuff like that too. But yeah, for the most part, it is a lot of younger people.
I wonder how much it helps them. I mean, have they assessed how? I mean, the thing is, when you're younger, your health, it's just the time when you're going to be mostly your healthiest.
So there is this trend called romanticizing things in your life. And have you heard of this before?
A little bit.
Okay. So a lot of people do it like they use that as a way to like make you want to do things that are usually not fun to do, like romanticize going to the gym, romanticize, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's going on with a lot of this self-care stuff is the idea of romanticizing and making it like something that's like a treat yourself situation. And all these little gadgets and, treatments and containers and aesthetically pleasing visuals are ways to romanticize that. But let me tell you something, because I wanted to look up some numbers of this because I kind of already knew that it was contributing to a lot of consumerism, but I wanted to have some facts for you. So first of all, the wellness industry is worth over $2 trillion globally.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's just in general, the wellness industry. The United States alone represents more than $500 billion in annual spending. Out of that, millennials and Gen Z, which is 18 to 34, are now responsible for 60% of wellness purchases, despite only representing just 36% of the U.S. population.
Wow.
That's crazy, right? So it's really this younger group, myself included, that are really interested in bettering themselves, but they're doing it in a consumer mindset. And do you know the things that they are, like when you think of self-care, like what are you working on for yourself? Like what is the goal out of that?
To be as healthy as I can be, especially getting older, and to be as fit, to be fit for sure, to get my steps every day and just mind, body, spirit.
Okay, cool. So I look this up. I would agree with you. Mine are probably like the similar things. The what's driving the wellness trend, the desires that are behind both millennial and Gen Z. For Gen Z, the number 1 is better health. For the number 2 is better sleep, and the number 3 is better appearance. For millennials, the number 1 is better sleep, the number 2 is better health, and the number 3 is increased mindfulness.
Oh,
appearance is actually the very bottom for millennials, which I thought was really interesting. Nutrition and fitness are other things that they ask them about, and then those come shortly after increased mindfulness for millennials. And Gen Z, nutrition and fitness were kind of tied for the bottoms, which is interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do think a lot of it has to do with the amount of information we get now. Because when you have a lot of information, you go, oh, well, I think I need to do this and I need to do that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Mm-hmm. And to have younger people really focused on self-care, I think in the long run is a good thing. If they can afford it. I mean, that's the thing, like you're saying, is the consumerism part.
Well, it's interesting because the rise in the self-help / wellness space over the last few years has been astronomical. I mean, we've talked about, Andrew Huberman before and probably a bajillion different episodes of this podcast, but there seems to be a trend of the biohacking influencer, the number of wellness influencers that are people like Peter Attia, Gabrielle Lyon, all those people who have just really blown up in the podcast space, but also have had pretty insane success about selling their books about longevity, about just how to, have a better lifestyle and how to increase mindfulness and all these things. It's really become something that Gen Z has run off with. And I find it interesting because it's not that none of this was around before. Like self-help has been around for a long time, a long, long time. Think about it. I mean, I don't know. When did you start getting into self-help in your life?
Oh my God. Self-help it was my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was really taking off then.
Yeah. And that was, I don't know, I'm not going to make you say the year.
Decades ago. A long time ago.
I'm not going to make you say the year, but that was probably about the time, if I'm thinking correctly, it was probably that 90s, 2000s when self-help books were really flying off the shelves with that era of Dr. Phil, of Oprah, that whole...
Oh, definitely the 90s.
Yeah, that whole time, I definitely remember a lot of conversation about mental health, about improving yourself, a real big focus on weight loss books and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
So I definitely think if that's already existed before, I'm trying to figure out how now is different, or is it different? Did the 90s also have it sort of buy this gadget and it will improve your life?
There were gadgets. Suzanne Summers.
The Thigh Master.
Thigh Master. We had Jane Fonda doing her workouts. We did have that stuff, but it's not number one, we didn't have the access to the information so quickly. So as far as supplements and all of that, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah, and I do wonder why it's different now. I mean, partially, I think it's because of the rise of influencers and how influencers have really taken over influence of our purchasing power. I would say most of the things that I buy online now are driven off of, I saw it online, of either some influencer or some Instagram ad or some TikTok ad or something like that. It's very rare that it's something that's driven by a friend told me to buy it or suggested it to me.
I think you're absolutely right.
And that, to me, the fact that it has crossed over with this idea that your life will not be good or perfect, or you can't do this really basic thing like self-care unless you get this thing, is a little scary.
I think, well, what do they do if they go on a trip somewhere? Do they get panicked because they have to have their routine a certain way?
Oh, there are videos for this too. There's whole traveling routine videos of how I pack my bag. And you know what? I am guilty of it because I like to have organization in my life. It helps me stay calm. I do like the idea of romanticizing your life in a way, or setting up your life so that way it kind of feels special. And that helps you do things consistently that probably you don't want to do. My skincare is one of those things. I think of that moment, even though after a really long day, especially my nighttime routine, I don't want to do a 20-step skincare because I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. But I try to find things that make it feel kind of fun and special so that way I'm enticed to do it. And I like the idea of it. I like the general root of what they're trying to do here. But it is very much driven off of okay, but then you have to have it in this special bag, or you have to buy this special device, or you have to when you travel, you have to get everything and you have to double it up. And these are hundreds $100 serums here, and you have to get the mini size of everything, or you have to get these special containers so you can make sure that you travel with all these little things. That all adds up.
God. I'm exhausted thinking about that.
It is really exhausting.
I mean, okay, what's your 20-part nighttime
skincare
routine?
routine?
The skincare.
I will say, as I've gotten deeper into my 30s, I have started, because I'm trying to avoid Botox. I really just don't. It's not that I don't think people should do Botox. It's actually more, I just kind of feel comfortable with putting something in my face.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that I won't ever do it, but I'm trying to avoid it as long as possible. So I've been doing a lot of different things to try and prevent that. So a lot of it is serums. I have a handful of serums that are solid, $100 serums. I'm not going to lie.
And you use multiple serums in the evening? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yeah, and in the morning. If I had to count, so my skincare routine is a little crazy. In the morning, it's really simple because I've done all the cleansing and stuff at night. So my morning is just I use Cetaphil, however you like pronounce it.
That's good.
I use
Yeah, I
that
use
like
that.
a gentle cleanser. It's really basic, right? I use that, and then I usually put on a vitamin C and a hyaluronic acid, and I just added PTOX, which is a peptide serum that's from SkinCeuticals, and let me tell you, they're not lying. It is like Botox in a bottle. Like like within days, my skin was like already plumper, which was wild.
What's this called?
It's called PTOX.
Okay, I have to get that.
Yeah.
I meant to say I do use the rock.
Retinol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's by rock, and
Yeah.
it's just like a thing you. So I do add, that is part of my routine.
Yeah.
But that sounds good. I have to get that.
Yeah. So I use that, and that's in the morning, and then I do sunscreen over that, and my sunscreen doubles as my moisturizer. And I don't really wear makeup during the day, so I focus a lot on my skincare, because where most people spend money on like foundation, I'm putting it in serums, because I don't, unless I'm like on camera, I really don't want to wear makeup throughout the day. So that's what I do in the morning. My evening routine, I double cleanse. Are you familiar with double cleansing?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Maybe.
So double cleansing is when you use an oil-based cleanser first. And really, you should be double cleansing if you're putting like makeup on your pores. I do it because sunscreen and build up just throughout the day, or if I'm sweating or whatever. So you use an oil-based cleanser first, you put that on, and that kind of just gets everything removed. Works brilliantly if you have like mascara on, because we all know how you can wash off mascara with a regular cleanser, but then the next morning you wake up and it's still on your face.
Yeah.
So double cleansing helps that not happen. So you do that, and then I do the Cetaphil, and then I do kind of a similar thing. It's either vitamin C or retinol at night, because I do retinol every other day. And then I do my PTOX, which is my peptides, and then I do my hyaluronic acid, and then I do my moisturizer, which is a peptide moisturizer at night, and then I do an eye cream at night.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of things.
That is a lot of things.
And I'll tell you right now, most of those serums are probably like $100 a pop. So it's an expensive routine. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not knocking on like all of these things. I'm just saying like some of these things that I'm watching though are not just expensive serums. They're also like, I don't know, like full on like sitting in front of a red light panel, or going into a sauna room, or like having a sauna, like things like this that are just like all of these regimented things that do cost money, that it's not just for like skincare. They're also doing it for restocking their fridge with like, I don't know, have you seen the coconut cult yogurt? The coconut cult yogurt, it's like $20 for a tiny little jar. Like, you know the little pint, like the jelly jars?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that size, and it's like, I think it's like $15 for like that little jar or whatever. And you're supposed to have like a spoonful a day, and it's supposed to fix all your problems apparently.
What is it called? Coconut?
Coconut cult.
Oh, coconut cult.
Yeah, all the girlies are all about it these days.
That's the industry to be in.
I know, wellness industry. I'm telling you, we're missing out. We got to figure out what the next wellness thing is.
I do think that TikTok for sure has had a major influence on this influencers.
It has.
But all of that together, because I think if I had that in my 20s, would I be doing a whole bunch of stuff? Probably.
Well, yeah, I think, because I was looking at this, and apparently, like, there was a McKinsey report that said 74% of consumers have purchased a product because an influencer recommended it. That's how much influencers are influencing our purchasing power. 74% of people because of an influencer. Now, that's not just the wellness group, but just in general, that's the type of pull that they have on us now. And yeah, if we are spending most of our time, and you are like me, and you are deep in that algorithm of self-care, self-help, wellness, that sort of stuff, there's going to be a lot of influencers in there that are trying to sell you a product, and an expensive product.
I just don't know how they can afford it.
Well, they're probably getting it for free. Now, the rest
influencers
of us, we got to pick and choose.
Just the everyone.
Right. You know, I'm not paying $45 for a Pilates class anymore. I've given up on that. I will take my Crunch membership and call it a day. I mean, it was fun, but $45 a session fun? No, not worth it. Just not worth it.
Oh my God. It's just, because I do think, I just don't know if all the expensive stuff in the end really does work. I guess I'm cynical about that. I mean, like, my castor oil is like $10. And I did research it, and a lot of people recommend it. So I do go online and see. what people are saying about it.
See, that's interesting that you say that, because there are a lot of people now, and I've seen a rise in videos of people having de-influencing videos where they're like, I bought this because the internet told me to, and let me tell you it's not worth it. And I appreciate those people. Those people are doing God's work, let me tell you. There needs to be more de-influencing videos out there, because there's a lot of stuff with every time, especially in TikTok now that they have TikTok Shop. It's like, as soon as some video comes up, there's a little pop-up of like, go to TikTok Shop and you can buy this product that this influencer is using. And it's really hard not to be, when you see it and you're inundated with it every single day, it's really difficult to not think like, well, does that work? Should I try it? It's only $20, and $20 adds up here and there a lot.
I just kind of believe that a lot of stuff really doesn't work. I mean, there is stuff that works, and so I will get stuff, but out of the gate, I don't think, oh, wow, this is going to, for sure, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
I just try to vet it.
Yeah. Agreed. I know. And Greg, I'm curious, for you as a man, do you feel like there is a big push in the same way to like buy a bunch of stuff that will help you be a better version of yourself?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's probably different, but the stuff at my age, 38, I'm now just getting all like hair restoration ads on Instagram, like, laser treatment caps and stuff. But I mean, some of that stuff's like, $2,000 or $3,000 for
the laser
like
caps,
laser devices.
Those are like $1,000.
But there's always been, stuff around that. I mean, a lot of it too is, like different supplements and things like on my algorithm, because I do into a lot of fitness stuff. It's like, here's the whatever study that says ashwagandha, I've tried so many different supplements that claim to be good for like boosting testosterone or giving you the like lean muscle gains and this and that. Like, and I'm like I don't think it always comes back to like, I don't think most of this stuff really does anything. Like maybe there's a placebo effect at best. I mean, I don't know. I take creatine usually, but then like sometimes I forget for a few weeks, and I'm like, I don't notice a difference at all. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think the supplement world in and of itself is really interesting. I've tried a bunch of supplements that I do take a lot of supplements, but it's only technically 4 different supplements. It's just one of them is like 6 pills. So to like get the full dosage of it, which is annoying. But I kind of did that swing too, where it's like you try a bunch of stuff and then you're like, I don't know that this is really working. And now I'm basically down to like a probiotic, fish oil, vitamin D, and then like some allergy supplements that really have helped with my allergies, so I don't have to rely on Flonase. But yeah,
because I'm more focused on what I eat in terms of health and what's good for me.
Yeah.
And drinking a lot of water, for sure. I think and those are basically the things. And then meditating and those kind of things, I think, do work.
Well, I think that this...
And breathing, breath work.
Yeah, and I think this kind of comes back down to like, what is the point of self-care? Because I think a lot of people can get wrapped up in the how-to, and I would equate it to like when someone goes to the container store and they get a bunch of containers for a closet to organize it, but what they really need to do is actually declutter. There's actually just too much shit in there. Like you can organize all this crap, or you could get rid of half of it, which I've definitely been guilty about this. Or like, the people that set up their workspace and it's all like aesthetically really pretty and there's like all these highlighters and all these things, but then they still can't focus to get work done. It's like you're focusing too much on like the setup and not the actual doing of it. And I think that's kind of what's happening here in this space, because what is the point of all of this at the end of the day? The point is to, when you look back at your perfect, day that you described to me at the beginning of this, that it's more about feeling fulfilled, feeling like rested, feeling like, set up and like your cup is full and that you've taken care of yourself and you're set up for the next day really well.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
And I don't know that all of these things are actually doing that.
And I wonder if all of I guess our Gen Z is a lot of doing all the prep and all the stuff you described. There's a lot of Gen Zers doing this. Are they happy? I wonder if they're happy, and do they feel it's worth it, or do they just do it? because they're afraid not to, and on a certain level.
Yeah, so I would assume that if you are someone that is looking into creating a self-care routine or a better routine to set yourself up for whatever, then that you are striving for happiness, and maybe you're already there, or maybe you're working on it. But I think that all of the requirements of how you set up the perfect morning routine or perfect skincare routine would be a little bit kind of falling into this trap of like, feeling like you're not enough if you're not getting all of those things. Like it's really an aesthetic that they're putting forward.
And maybe because they're seeing a lot on TikTok, I mean, it's the comparison thing, right? And it's like, I better do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. I think, I don't think it's a terrible thing. I think it's, if you're trying to be healthier, I think, that's good. That's definitely good. And you're not trashing your body. I mean, that's definitely a good thing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just when you take it to that, when we look at Brian Johnson as the anti, I don't know what he calls himself, the biohacker, anti-ager, age reversal guy. And if you watch his documentary, you've seen the interviews, and he shows you what he does. It's absolutely insane, the amount of routine he has.
Gadgets,
it's really
and
his whole day.
supplements and the whole thing. Yeah.
And it's very regimented.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, he claims he's happy. So if he is, he is. And he's also, I think, helping humanity on a certain level. He's doing his experiment. Yes. So that's not all bad, but it's very regimented.
Yeah. And I think giving yourself a little bit of a break, that it doesn't have to fit this perfect idealistic version of whatever you're seeing online or you're seeing other people do, and it just has to work for you.
And I think you make a good point about people feeling like they're not enough.
Yeah.
And they feel like they need to do this there's probably a lot of pressure to compete, and you got to be as good as the next person or better.
Yeah.
You've got to, be I'm picturing those videos and all of those setups are reset, like you say. It's just like a whole world. I had no idea that
I
was
will
happening.
say I watch them to get myself motivated to clean. Like some of those fridge restock videos, I'm like, okay, I do need to meal prep, but I just don't have the energy. Sometimes I'll put that on as like almost like encouragement of like, okay, I already know I need to meal prep, but I'm also not somebody that's like, I'm going to go and decant my orange juice into this beautiful glass container and everything has to be visually. I've also seen some of these fridge restock videos where they put like flowers in the fridge to like make themselves feel better when they open it. And I'm like, what?
When you talk about the romanticizing, I kind of get it.
I do too.
If the stuff didn't, to me as a vegetarian, I call myself a vegetarian. I try to keep it simple and don't spend tons of money on all these different products. But I also think you romanticize and you turn life into rituals. I think that's a good thing. And because I know what I'm doing, my simple morning routine, which sounds a lot more involved than it is.
Yeah.
I just want to I want to get everything out of the way before like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I can do whatever work I need to do, work on this project, and then I can just have downtime in the afternoon. That's kind of how
Yeah.
So I like to get everything done early, and that's very satisfying.
Well, I think there's so much to be like, if you've ever read Atomic Habits, that one of the things they talk about, like when you're creating a new routine and trying to build a new like healthy habit or something like that, is that you have to make it appealing, and you also have to kind of eliminate any of the things that will kind of prevent you from doing it. So the idea of romanticizing actually kind of falls within that and has been proven to help you. Like, I'll give you an example. Yeah. I was always terrible at taking my vitamins, and like vitamins really only work if you do them consistently. You can't just like take them like when you remember. And the problem is that like when I had like, it's not like I was taking like one multivitamin. It's like, okay, I have like this vitamin D, and then I also have like my like probiotic, and then I have all these things. Like, it's just not appealing. It doesn't look visually appealing in my kitchen when there's like a bunch of like vitamin bottles there. And it's also for me to go count out for each like one, because it's not always just like take one from each, to go count out like it's just annoying and I'm not going to do it, especially if I'm like in a hurry and I'm trying to like go to like, you know, a meeting or something like that. And so I got like a little container that's like see-through, and I organize all of the pills. They look really pretty in these little containers, and then that helps me do it consistently. So I'm creating a habit. So I've like eliminated any of that, like it's taking too long. I've made it faster, and I've also made it look
makes
pretty
total sense
and consistent, right? So there is a little piece of that it works and it makes sense. But I think it's taken a little bit too much of an extreme right now that you have to have all of these things in order to romanticize it. But I think there are simpler ways to like romanticize. Like you don't need to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of serums in order to romanticize your skincare at night. You can just, I don't know, dim the lights in the bathroom and light a candle and like do your skincare to that. And that's romanticizing it.
Yeah.
And if that gets you to consistently do it, because again, skincare is one of those things, you have to consistently do it in order for it to pay off.
Right.
Like that can be a way to do it, right? Wow. So do you have any tips on how you sort of like either like DIY or make things less complicated when it comes to self-care?
I mean, it is super simple. Like I said, I use my castor oil. I love it. I've been using it for a few years now. In terms of morning and getting up and that whole routine, I think having a routine is important. Mm-hmm. I think not going on your phone and not going on email or anything like that before you do. To me, the rituals are more the meditation, the running, the physical, just getting your body moving. And also, I always do the mantras. So there's a fulfillment in that. And it's super simple and it makes me feel really good. Mm-hmm. But having the rituals in themselves is super important, I think.
Yeah.
Just to have some sort of routine. I can't imagine just getting out of bed and not doing any of that. I can't, and I didn't always do this. I didn't always have this routine, but it makes me happy. It makes me calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And empowered.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm doing something good. And also, again, going back to not going online, not going on social media.
Yep.
Just staying off of that and doing this first piece. Mm-hmm. And then you can do the next stuff.
Then you can disrupt your brain with all of the mess. What about you, Greg? Do you have any tips?
For self-care?
Mm-hmm. Well, just in general, or like routines and things that you do that don't necessarily require money.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to Tracy's. Honestly, I wake up, I meditate, I go exercise, then I eat a nutritious breakfast that's, whole foods. That's going to it's like you don't want to be eating donuts first thing in the morning. It's probably not going to give you the energy you need, right? Like, and these are just kind of simple things, the things that I found that work the best, that I actually do notice a difference. Because I was saying earlier, I try all these products and it's hard to tell. Some of them, maybe they're just too subtle, but it's like eating real whole foods, unprocessed, makes a huge difference in your energy levels. Meditating definitely lowers cortisol levels, like helps you manage stress, anxiety, all that kind of thing. And then, do whatever. I use moisturizers and stuff like that after I take a shower. But I don't really, other than at night, it's like I brush and floss my teeth and that's about it.
Yeah, flossing is
You're
very
such a
important.
man.
If I had a hard day, maybe I'll splash a little water on my face.
Oh my God.
I'm more like that. I keep it so simple.
I have to tell you, up until a couple of years ago, Greg was using that blue gel body wash on his face.
No, not on my face.
Yes, you were also
I've
using
used face wash since high school.
Okay, well you were
definitely had acne as a kid.
Using Nivea body lotion on your face. You would just take whatever was going on his elbows and just go.
Oh well, yeah, that. Yeah.
You know what? So funny though. I think some of that stuff. Guess what? You could use shampoo as body wash. You don't have to it doesn't have to say body wash. I don't know if people realize that, but you don't, so that's how I look at things. I'm like,
I think it probably depends on the shampoo, because shampoo can also really clog your pores. And that's how you get acne.
I just think there's stuff that you don't need to have separate things for every little thing. I think there is that. And I think this, to me, it's all about simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to sell us on all these little potions and
But we're
whatnot,
onto
but
them.
I'm like, how did
We are onto them.
I've definitely used shampoo as body wash many times.
It works. Guess what? It works.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Don't fall for the marketing kits. That's really what it comes down to.
But I think really water, a lot of water, exercise, meditation,
Yeah, the basics.
and you're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can add all the other stuff, but I think those things are super, and flossing.
And I don't think people think enough about the things that they should remove. Like when you were talking about not going on your phone, you don't necessarily have to add, but maybe the answer is removing some things
Yeah.
from your life
Yeah.
that will really aid in self-care.
And also walking instead of driving. I mean, I have a car now. I didn't have a car for a long time, and I live in an area that's easy to get around, but that's another big piece of my life, and it goes beyond my morning routine.
Yep.
And it's just a habit because I just walk, and I walk a ridiculous amount to do errands. And I don't drive my car to do errands.
Yeah.
And I could, but I opt to walk. And
Yeah.
to me, that's a huge self-care thing.
Yeah.
And while I'm walking, by the way, I'm doing my mantras. This is kind of insane. I'm doing mantras walking down the street. And at every intersection, I do balancing. Because balancing, no matter what age you are, is super, super important. So I do a balance thing, both legs, while I'm waiting for the green light.
So are you just standing on the intersection looking like a
Rather than
flamingo?
just standing there doing nothing, you might as well do
Are
something.
you just like lifting one leg up like
yeah,
a
I do
flamingo?
one leg, like a yoga thing,
Okay.
and then you do the other leg. So you just balance. Why not?
Okay. It's a good tip.
So it's like that's kind of simple stuff, but
It works. Wherever
It
you can
does
squeeze
work.
it in. Like it
squeeze
sounds like
it in.
you're a habit stacking pro.
am I?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Okay. Habit stacking pro. Okay.
Yeah. That's a atomic habit thing. Habit stacking.
Okay. Yeah, it works. I mean, it's easy. It works. It's
Yeah, whatever gets you to fit it all in. That's really what it
Yeah.
is. I think that's great that you're fitting it all in to like your walk and you're like, when I do this, I'm also doing this, and that's great.
and then of course the stuff on Instagram and TikTok with your hands, the acupressure stuff. I mean, you could be doing that. You see all these videos.
I
and
don't
they're
know.
good.
I've never seen those videos. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
where you move your hands like this. There's a whole routine. You'll see them, and it's a whole way to keep your hands healthy and your body healthy, and the acupressure to keep your whole body healthy. I think all of that stuff is
Every time we do
fascinating.
an episode, I learn more about your algorithm, and it's really fascinating to me.
And I told you I do the acupressure. This acupressure thing, I swear, I did it like last night or the night before. If I wake up in the middle of the night and try not to scroll, I do this and it works.
Okay. I think you have told me that before.
And it really works.
And you have one for like headaches too, right?
I mean, it's acupressure. It's
Yeah.
it's been around forever.
I need to get on
But
that
those are
algorithm.
simple things that they don't cost anything and they do work.
Yeah.
Rather than taking, sleep medication, I prefer to do that. And honestly, you think, is it really working? And then before I know it, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And I wake up and go, oh, it worked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway from this conversation is that we should all try to de-influence our life a little bit more,
well put.
and focus on the things like the free options of things. Just go outside, take a walk.
Yes.
Granted, we live in Los Angeles. I know it's usually nice here no matter what time of year, but getting outside more, even if it's just stepping outside and taking a breath of fresh air and like
Absolutely.
taking a break, going off of your phone, taking out of things out of your routine
Yeah.
in order to sort of simplify it might be the answer here.
Oh, that seems great. I love that.
All right. Well, that's all I got, unless anybody else has got some good tips.
I'm just full of tips from you. I love it.
Oh, well, I think I got those mostly
And
from the internet.
de-influence. I think the de-influencing our lives.
De-influence your life. I think that's really important. Anyway, thanks for coming along with us today. If you want more, check us out on Instagram and TikTok @AlongPodcast, and give us a follow wherever you're watching or listening today. Thank you.